Hello everyone, welcome to Sew Kodiak Life, and today I'm going to show you how to make a really simple and easy drawstring bag. And this is a bag I've designed for a cribbage board. My husband makes these beautiful Alaska style cribbage boards. As you can see, it says Kodiak, and there's a beautiful eagle, place for your cards and your pegs. And he sells quite a few of these. Give you a good view here. I'm also testing doing a different type of video. Usually I use my tripod, but today I am just using my GoPro around my neck. So I'm going to see how this works. So you cut your piece of fabric. Now this is just regular muslin fabric. And I cut it on the fold. So this end down here is the fold. And over here is the open end. And I'm going to sew this whole entire bag on my serger. So follow me. We're going to go over to the serger here in my teeny tiny sewing video area. Okay. So my machine is the Juki, and it's the MO 654. So you can use, if you want to, some clips and clip along this edge, the open edge. I don't. I just sew this whole thing just easy peasy with my serger here. Put down my pedal. All right, here we go. Woohoo! All right, so there I go. There is my first seam. I'm just gonna tidy this up. So this is my first seam. And along this edge, this is where I need to make the drawstring part. So on each side, so this side and this side, I'm going to serge maybe about 4 inches. And I'm going to do the same to the other side. Okay, so we're going to get up and come back over here to my main table, and I'm just going to go quickly back over what I did. So here is, on this side is the fold. I did a serge all the way up. Then if you open this up, I did about 4 inches of serging. It wasn't even 4, it's about 3. That'll be fine. And the same on the other side. So this is where you're at this point. Right, so we're going to go over to the iron. And I'm going to turn this project right side out here. Okay, so this is what the bag would look like when it's finished. But we're going to focus on the casing right here for the drawstring. So remember, I did a little serging right here, a little serging on this side. So this is what happens is I'm going to make a casing. I'm going to fold down. And then I'm going to fold back. So actually it needs to be the other way. And I'm being all goofy here. So we want it right side out. And that's a great way to always check. So I'm right side out here. And then this is the wrong side of the fabric. So I'm going to take my, my little ironable gauge, and I'm going to fold down 1 inch, and I'm going to press. I like this little gauge here. It's pretty easy. Okay, so you can see my seam here. Then you're going to take your project and fold back. So I pressed against the inside. There's that seam. Then I'm going to fold back. And I'm going to press. So hopefully what you're seeing here is that, remember, I told you to serge the ends like about, 3-4 inches. It doesn't have to be precise here. And that ends up being part of the casing. So when you put the casing together, you're going to see that you have this nice finished edge here. So if you want to, you could put some pins or clips, but I don't find that I really need it with my serger. So we're going to take another walk back over to the serger. And let's see if I get in a good position here. All right. So I'm just going to serge along this edge. And this is making the casing here. Now, if this was a super fancy garment, I would do a better job finishing right here with my serger. Like I would take a needle and run this back in here. But for this bag, I'm just doing a little trimming here. So that's, you can see now I have a casing. So I'm going to get up. I'm going to move where I have a little bit better lighting. I have to tell you, it's another typical Kodiak day out there. Nice and rainy. Okay. So we just finished with the casing. Give you a really good view here. And then I have my casing. So I turn the project where it's the wrong side out. Well, usually also what I do before I do that is I do take this over to the iron and give it a little bit of a press. Try and rearrange this so you can see what I'm pressing. So now I'm pressing open that casing here. All right. This is going to be really beautiful. And as you can see, this has really only taken me a few minutes. So I'm turning this so it's the wrong side out here. I'm going to go back over here to the sewing table. Okay. And you can see I'm almost done with my bag. Give you a good view. So this is the inside of the bag. This is the first seam that we did together. So I line up my two parts of the casing, and I'm going to put just a little wonder clip right there. So this is where I'm going to stop serging at. And then usually I'll just do a clip or two along this edge. All right, we're going to go back to the serger. Do-do-do-do. Okay, here we go. So I'm trying to get my lighting a little more reasonable for everyone. Let's see if I change this light on my GoPro here. That'll help. Okay, so I'm going to start at the end. This is the side that's cut on the fold. And that's what I'm going to start my serging at. Okay, so now I'm coming up to my casing here. I'm going to sew all the way up to the very edge of the casing, and then I'm sewing right off. All right, and our bag is finished. I mean, it was that quick and simple to make this drawstring bag. Oh, I have one more little piece I need to clip off there. Okay. All right. So I'm going to turn this right side out. So usually when I'm filming, I have my tripod up. So this is truly an experiment here. All right. So here I have my finished drawstring bag. Look at that. I mean, boom, and it's done. And so the very last step would obviously be to get your string and run it through your casing here. So what I use, let's see if I can find my pin box, is I have this really nice tool here for putting the string through. So you kind of open this up, you put your string right in here, close it. So your string's in there. Usually I add a little bit of a knot here. And then you literally start to thread it through. And then you pull your string through to make the drawstring part of the bag. So let's see. Here's this beautiful Kodiak cribbage board. And we're actually getting ready to send this one off today. And then I also, with my Cricut machine, I use the infusible ink, and I make a stamp that says Kodiak bags and boards on there. So I'm going to slide this in. What a perfect fit. Look at that. Let's try and step back a little bit. Seems like I'm up pretty close. So in about 15 minutes, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes, you have a nice little drawstring bag. Of course, you could use the same design if you were wanting to do a bag for, you know, out of a pretty cotton material. And then you just cut your bag to whatever size you need. So thank you for joining me today on Sew Kodiak Life. And I hope you enjoyed making this little quick and easy drawstring bag using a serger. Enjoy!